Hi children, today's class is in biology. Second lesson is control and coordination. In this lesson, we learn the nervous system. So the nerves control all the organs. So and next the brain and also we have to study in this lesson. That is the main topic is animals and plants and animals hormones. So today's class is nervous system. So first we know the basic things about the control and coordination. See children, we are in our daily life, we do something. So we touch a hot object. For example, we touch a iron box. So urgently we take the hand bag. Is it right? So when we touch the pan, hot pan in the kitchen, so when we touch it, our hand will be urgently returned back. So it is one of the stimuli and response. Example. For the example, we will take one more example, sunflower. You know the sunflower. So it turns towards the sunlight. It turns towards the sunlight means it responds to the sunlight. So the stimuli is it turns towards the sunlight. So these are some of the examples. In our daily life we see that, we take the touching of plant. The another name of touching of plant is mimosa plant. You learn in the previous classes. Previous class, so the name of the touching plant is mimosa. Here, we touch a hot object. It will be urgently we take back. Is it right? Our hand will be urgently take back. So these are the response and stimuli examples. These are controlled by the nervous system. In animals, so today's class we discuss about the animal control and coordination. So the nerves control these activities. Means the nerves control the sense organs. So you know the 5 sense organs. Name the 5 sense organs. That is eye, ear, skin, tongue and nose. So these are the 5 sense organs. These 5 sense organs are controlled by the nervous system. So nervous system is a thread-like structure. It is a thread-like structure, and so it will be covered by all the parts of the body. So these 5 sense organs are controlled by nervous system. Here the gustatory receptors will detect the taste. The spelling of gustatory receptor is Gustatory. Gustatory receptors. So it will be detect the taste. And then olfactory receptor, it detects the smell. So by including the sense organs, here the gustatory receptors detect the taste. What we eat, it may be sweet, sour, or it may be hot content. So it will be detect the taste of the food. Here olfactory receptors detect the smell. So the taste, the gustatory receptor is present in which sense organ? Name the sense organ. That is, it may be tongue. It is the tongue. And the olfactory receptor is present in our nose. So these are the receptors which detects taste and smell. Okay, children. Olfactory and gustatory receptors. Here, these the 5 sense organs are controlled by the nervous system. Here is a structure of neuron. Okay, children. See, in this neuron, it will be conducted the electrical impulse. It will be create some chemical reactions and it will be conducts the electrical impulse. See, children, I will write on the board structure of neuron. Here, at the center of the nerves, we will observe the nucleus. It is present in the center of this nervous system, and here this is a branch-like structure. It's called as dendrite. and the portions in between the junction of the two, this pod is called as axon, cell body, last nerve ending. Nerve ending. See children, observe this diagram carefully. The dendrite. So the impulse travels through this dendrite. The impulse of what these nerves, they will give the message to the brain, and brain to nerve, it will be impulse in the dendrite region, and around the axon to its end. So along the axon, see, to its end. Axon to its end. So the electrical impulses release of some chemicals. The chemicals cross the gap. That gap is called as synapse. Spelling of synapse. So you can call it as the gap between the junction between the two axons is called as synapse. So it is similar to the action of dendrite. These is not the junction between the axon is similar to the function of the dendrite. It will be give the impulse or message to the axon. So and then they return to the brain. So here the dendrite to next neuron. So these dendrite is connected to another neuron, because neuron is a thread-like structure. It may be present in all the parts of the body. So this dendrite is connected to next another neuron. Another neuron. So here the neurons of the other cells, such as the muscle cells and also the gland. So here is the nerve ending. So nerve ending. So it is made up of originated network of nerve cells. Okay, children, nerve cells or neurons. So this is the simple explanation of the neurons. It will be identified, and next we will go to neuromuscular junction. So we will take some neuromuscular junction from the axon. So here we take take this part here. It will continue axon. See this is starting point of axon. Here this one, the branch line structure is called as neuromuscular junction. Muscle fiber here present, muscle fiber. And then capillaries. Capillaries help in the transformation of blood to all parts of the body, from heart to other parts and other parts to heart. Capillaries helps in the transportation of blood. Muscles, fibers is present, axon. So this is the junction between the two neuro junctions. Junction between the two neuron cells. So we observe in this structure, the dendrite helps in the impulse means transformation of the electrical impulse to all parts of the body. So here we observe that the gustatory receptor states, olfactory receptor smell, like the sense organs will controlled by the nervous system. So what we have to do done, or it may be writing, thinking, reading. So we have to do ourselves. So it will be controlled by our brain. So brain is control our sense organ with the help of nervous system. Okay, these structure helps to control all parts of the body. So it is the involuntary muscle. So it will be control all parts of the body. So there are some differences we observe when we eat sugar. So it tastes sweet. So there is no smell absorbed by the nose, like here. So these two receptors helps to detect taste and smell. Okay. So this concept is mainly the nervous system. Nervous system means controlled by brain. So it helps to the electrical impulse in the cell body. Okay, children. Next, we will take how the control and coordination achieved in such situations. In which situations, for example, the students or we will jump from one place to another place, or so when we see hungry, so we have eat some food. No? So otherwise, some dog is watering from. So you will observe when a dog is some bread or some food, the watering substances came from the mouth of the dog. Is it right? And also the mimosa plant, and we jump from one place to another place, or it may be walking, or it may be reading. So these are some of the situations. So it will be controlled ourselves and it will be done ourselves. So we think it is controlled by the nervous system. So next we will discuss about the skull. You know skull is it will protect our brain. So this protects the brain. It's harsh substance present in the part of head. So it protects the brain. It protects the brain from injuries, okay, or it may be by accidentally injuries and also some. So it will be hard, okay. The skull is bone. It will be hard. It protects the brain. In this one, we thinking the part of the brain, the skull is the most connected nervous system, and so in order to receive all the signals, so spinal cord is helping the, it will be helping. So the spinal cord is connected to the skull, spinal cord. So it is present in the back side, and it will be connected to neck, back side of the neck. The spinal cord is very sensitive and it is also protects the backbone. Okay, spinal cord is a very protective. It is a very sensitive, and it will be connected to brain. Okay, spinal cord, brain is connected, and then the brain is coming. The brain is a instruct muscle to move. Nervous muscles carry the signal back different parts to the body. So the nervous system helps to give or back the signals to all parts of the body to, so vice versa, to brain and or the nervous system. Okay, next reflex arc. Reflex arc. It is a process of detecting the signal. So what is the meaning of the reflex arc? It's a process of detecting the signals or input and responses to it by an output action might be completed quickly. So it is a detection of the signal from the body and it will be completed. Which one? The completed quickly. So detect the signals and then complete quickly. This process is called as reflex arc. Okay children? So reflex arc is a process of detecting signals and input, and it will be when the signal is detected, it will be input, okay, and then reflex. Reflex means return action. Okay, where there is action, there is a reaction. So like the reaction takes place by output reaction. So input take the signals and give out the reaction as an output completely and very quickly. Okay, very quickly. Such a connection commonly called as a reflex arc. See, reflex arc have evolved in animals because of thinking process is of the brain only. So is not so fast, so enough. In fact, many animals have very little or none of the complex network. So some when compared to the human being, other animals they have very quick actions. Is it right? They have no thinking, so little thinking powers. And compared to the human being, they have little thinking powers. So like that, the reflex arc is vary from animals to animal. Not same in all the animals. When compared to human being is a very intelligent person, very intelligent animal. And then, so we will touch on object. So for example, reflex arc is, here is an example. When we touch an object, it will be, the hands will take return back. So what the action is here is now impulse transformation is information. Impulse transformation is done in the reflex arc. We will take back the hand with ourselves message to the brain. Means immediately the action, the skin, the sense organs gives the message through nervous system, through brain. So and immediately, so the output message is coming from the nervous system to the sense organ. So what is the action? Immediate action. So we take the hand back. So like the mimosa plant also, when we touch the mimosa plant, so the leaves of the mimosa plant closed. Or touching the plant, what happens? So it closes the leaves. So these are the examples for reflex arc and stimulant and responsive. So next concept of this lesson is human brain. Okay children, we are also playing the page number 84. The human brain is there. Human brain consists of the main organs: cerebrum, cranium, midbrain, hypothalamus, pituitary gland, hindbrain, pons, medulla oblongata, cerebrum, cerebellum, spinal cord. So these are the main parts of the human brain. Here, human brain, the spinal cord is made up of nerves which supply information for thinking. Spinal cord also, it is made up of nerves which supply the information to think about what the action and reaction occur. Here, thinking involves more complex mechanisms and neural connections. These are connected and concentrated in the brain, which is the main coordination center of the body. Which is the main coordination center in the body? The brain. Human brain is the main coordination. Means it will be center part of the human body, and it is the main coordination. And the spinal cord constitutes the central nervous system. The spinal cord constitutes the central nervous system. They receive the information from all parts of the body and integrate it. So we can think some actions like writing, talking, moving a chair, clapping ourselves. Is it when the function is closed, we clap ourselves only. So it will be done ourselves. So it will be decided by the brain itself. We decided by brain itself. Finally we do clapping after the function. So the brain also has sent messages to muscles. The function of brain send messages to nervous system. Nervous system. So these are some actions. What are the actions? Writing, talking, or it may be moving a chair, or it may be reading. So dancing, singing, like these are some actions in our daily life. The communication between the central nervous system and the other parts of the body is facilitated by peripheral nervous system. The central nervous system. So it is called as PNS. PNS means peripheral nervous system. It is controlled by under the action of central nervous system. Central nervous system control ಮಾಡುವಂತದ್ದು ಯಾವುದು? Peripheral nervous system. Peripheral nervous system controlled by cranial nerves arising from the brain and spinal nerves arising from the spinal cord. As we know that we will accept that this is accomplished through the complex design with the different. The brain has three such major regions. The first region is called as forebrain. The spelling of fore is F-O-R-E, forebrain. Next, midbrain, and hindbrain. See, these are the major three parts we observe in the brain, human brain. So I will write the structure on the brain. Children, the main three part of the brain is forebrain, midbrain and hindbrain. Okay, these are the three main parts we observe in the structure of the brain. Okay. Structure of brain. See children, so the forebrain is the main thinking part of the brain. Okay, the forebrain is the main thinking part of the brain, and it has the region which receives the sensory impulse from various receptors. Separate area forebrain are specialized for hearing, smell, sight and so on. So the forebrain function is thinking. So it will receive the impulse like hearing, smell and sight. We see now that is called as sight. And the next, it separates the association where the sensory information is interpreted, and it will be stored in the brain. The receptors where the thinking capacity is under control by the forebrain. A decision is also made by this part, and information passed by the motor areas which control the movement of voluntary muscles. For example, our leg muscles. We observe that however certain situations or sensations are distinct from seeing or hearing. For example, how do we know that we have eaten enough? So the sensation of feeling full is because of center associated with hunger, which is the separate part from the brain. So we go from our leg muscle, go from one place to another place. Immediately, if there is here some crackers burst near you, what happens? We run down or we close your ears. Is it right? And close your eyes also. So these are the thinking capacities under the control from the brain. So study here the diagram from the labels from human brain. See children, from this is the forebrain. This is the control, the thinking capacity, and the next midbrain. At the center of the brain we observe the midbrain, and we observe the hindbrain. In the hindbrain pons and medulla is present here. The part is connected to the spinal cord. I will told you the spinal cord. Here the cerebrum. Next cranium. Cranium is also called as skull. This region is called as cerebrum. Okay. I will explain once again. The thinking capacity is under the control of forebrain. So this part is called as forebrain, and the next midbrain. At the center, we observe the midbrain. It is connected to this part is connected to the spinal cord, hindbrain. So below the midbrain, we observe the pons and medulla. This medulla. So the another name of medulla is called as medulla oblongata. It will be, it is under control the sleeping. The sleeping is controlled by this part, and pituitary glands is present here. These are the glands which secretes here, pituitary gland, and without the pons, the brain would not be able to function. For example, because of message able to be transmitted. Here pons, without the pons, the brain would not be able to function, other functions. Because it is able to transmit it. Only this part is transmitted, and this part is connected to the cerebrum. This is called as cerebellum. The biggest part and the largest part in the brain is called as cerebrum. The skull protects the brain from injuries. This is the skull or cranium protects the brain. It is a very soft organ. So this soft organ, delicate organ, it is protected from the skull. Skull is a hard bone. It is protected. Brain is protected from the cranium. Cranium also called as skull. Okay children, so let us discuss about the next example. Our mouth waters when we see food we like without our meaning to. So watering substance, that is called as saliva. So salivary gland secretes the saliva. So watering substances came out from our mouth. First we see our favorite food. So immediately the watering substances came out from our mouth. Our heart beats without our thinking about it. So our heart beats is beating. So day and night it will be pumping that it will be transportation of blood from all parts of the body to heart to all parts of the body without thinking. So it will be immediately or without thinking it will be happened. We cannot control these actions easily by thinking about even if we wanted to. Do we have to thinking about? So these are the muscles movements. So over which we do have any thinking control. So many of these are involuntary actions. These are controlled by midbrain and hindbrain. So midbrain and hindbrain. So these are the actions are controlled by midbrain and hindbrain. All these involuntary actions including blood pressure, salivation and vomiting are controlled by the medulla in the hindbrain. See children, in the hindbrain, so some of the actions like heartbeat, blood pressure, so and also vomiting. So these are controlled by this hindbrain. Salivation also controlled by this hindbrain. So these are the involuntary actions. Involuntary actions. So while walking in a straight line, riding a bicycle, or picking up some pencils. So these are possible a part of hindbrain called the cerebellum. So for example, so these are the involuntary actions. Which are the involuntary actions? Salivation, blood pressure, heartbeat, vomiting. These are the involuntary actions. So it will be done day and night. It will be controlled by hindbrain. Whereas when compared to the other actions, what are the other actions? It may be riding a bicycle in a straight line. So we have to control the bike and we are thinking that we have to travel in a straight line. So a ball travels in a straight line. We push the ball in a straight line. So the actions is in a straight line. These are controlled by cerebellum. Here we are giving some actions. So we have decided like that we have to walk straight or we have to walking, jumping, we have to running. So these are the actions we have to decide ourselves. These are controlled by cerebellum. So these are the voluntary actions and maintaining the posture and balance of the body. So here is the cerebellum. Cerebellum. It controls and it is a posture and controls the organs. This is about of the human brain. So I will explain once again. Forebrain is controlled by thinking, controlled by thinking capacity. So it gives the impulse actions to all parts of the body. And then this skull protects the brain. Why the skull protects the brain? Because brain is a very delicate organ. So it may be get injured. So that's why the brain is the skull is protected the brain. Cerebrum is the largest part in the brain. And midbrain, it is present in the center of the brain. Here pituitary glands are secreted here. Next, pons and medulla is the part of the hindbrain. So without the pons, the brain didn't transmit any actions. So because it has a capacity to transmit. Medulla oblongata and the spinal cord. Spinal cord is present in the backside of the bone and connected to the brain. Cerebellum controls some voluntary actions. So it will be controlled by the cerebellum. Midbrain controls the involuntary muscles. Okay children, next class we will discuss about next tissues, how all the tissues are protected and coordination in plants.